2, 3, and get you 1, 2, 3. There we go.
My name is Sandra Velasquez. I am from Forks, Washington, originally from Chihuahua, Mexico. Is that a take?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do you just want me to start my story?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you a story, the story of when I first arrived to Forks, Washington. I came directly from Ciudad Juarez to Forks. Ciudad Juarez is a very dangerous city on the northern part of Mexico, the most northern part of Mexico, right before the border. So my dad decided that we needed to become legal in the United States. He had two kids that were legal, that were not legal, and then there were 3 of us that were legal. So he popped us on a plane and sent us over to the United States. We were born in the United States, but we had lived in Juarez our entire life in Mexico. We were pretty well off. There was no need for us to come. We weren't in poverty. We weren't struggling. It wasn't to get a better life. It was just to establish the residency. My dad would give us anything we wanted for each hand, a yo-yo, a popsicle, and there were, many of us. Anyway, we decided to come up here because my uncle, Larry Thornton, who lived up here, had property, and he said there's a lot of opportunities in the logging industry, and you could make a lot of money. So he's like, oh, make more money? Sure. My dad didn't like logging. He came up, I think it was in January, more or less, and it was cold and freezing, but he sent enough money for us to get these little fur coats for us to go up there. But it was so hot in Juarez that we wore tanky tops. And we were very skinny, very thin, not like now, but that was many years ago. I think I was 5 years old, turned 6 here in the U.S., and we got on a plane, and we popped over and to Seattle, and we didn't have a lick of English, not a bit, nothing, nada. Elena did, my oldest sister. There was Elena, who was turning 8, Lorena, who was turning 7, and me, who was turning 5, and then Nancy, who was just a baby. She was about 2 years old, and then 3, actually. And then my little brother, who was 9 months old. He was the surprise baby. Anyway, so we got on the plane off in Seattle, and everybody said, okay to us. Okay? Blah, 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 okay? Blah, 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 okay? Is all I understood. So I started saying, okay. Okay is a word in English, and I can speak English. Okay, okay, okay. You want a hot dog? Okay. Are you hungry? Okay. So they fed us. They gave us these hot dogs. And in the United States, it's hot dogs with sauerkraut, with mustard, with ketchup, and all the works. It was delicious. My other sisters didn't feel the same. Lorena, my sister, doesn't eat anything on her hot dog, and Elena had asked for everything because we said okay, and she didn't like it, but out of respect and politeness, she ate it. Anyway, so we get on this plane. Only 3 passengers fit, so Elena, Lorena, and me got on this plane, a biplane, took them straight to Forks. The rest of them didn't fit. That was my mom, Nancy, and Victor. They didn't fit. So the plane stewardess would say, it's time to get on the plane, okay? And we would say, okay. And then we would go over here, and then they would separate us. And my mom would say, come over here, come over here. She didn't understand about separating the family to do 2 trips until they did a little drawing and said, you need to go this way. And then the plane will come back and take the rest of you. And finally my mom figured it out, and she was worried. She was so worried. We got on the plane, and that biplane, it's like pretty dangerous. 6 people fit on it. And they put me in the front. Yeah, they didn't know I was ADHD. Nobody knew. And I pushed and pulled every single lever on that biplane. And as fast as they could blink, They gave me little wings, which was cute. Put me in the back. And then we're on this biplane, and we look down, and we see this. We could see land, and Elena starts coughing, and she starts getting dizzy and a little nauseous. Well, she just went Ralph. She Ralphed all over my new fur coat. And then, you know, the smell doesn't go away in the plane. It's just, you can't, what do? Open the windows? No. So we got here to the United States on a little biplane to Forks. Smelly, vomity, nauseous, not needing to, but we came. And it was freezing. I was in a tanky top. And I looked at this man that came at me with full beard and a little beret. And I was like, there's a man looking at us, and he's smiling. We're sitting there at the airport in Forks. And he smiles at us, and he kind of walks fast to us, and he spreads his arms, and we're like, who is that man? Because my dad was more Catherine, I don't know how to say that, a gentleman. He wore the blazer, he wore the sports coat with the slacks and the nice pants. And here this man with a fluffy coat and a beret and full beard was coming at us. And I said, oh my God, that's my daddy. And then we ran to him, and it was a really good deal. We don't know what happened with my mom and Nancy and Victor. We don't know their story. But you've got mine now. Thank you for listening. How long was it? Was it like 2 minutes too long?
No, well, 8 minutes, but
Oh,
I don't care, it was great.
What part do you chop off?